Just gonna give you an example of what's going on in Abaco. Kai Mills is one of those that have been affected, along with over 8,000 persons that went through a Category 5 hurricane. And so far, this government that said it's the people's time certainly haven't been looking out for the people that elect them overwhelmingly in Abaco. James Albury won by over 3,000 votes. To date, Mount Sharper people has not had a meeting with James Albury. Darren Henfield won by over 2,000 votes. Never lived in Abaco for over 35 years. Nothing he could show that he did for the people of North Abaco. He's not only an MP, but he's a minister. And yesterday was a disgrace, an example of government meddling and doing what Kai Mills called micromanaging. Yesterday, Darren Henfield and his team was supposed to bring goods to the residents of North Abaco. And over 800 persons showed up. That shows you the need for material on the ground in Abaco. The question is, why does the Member of Parliament have to be on the ground giving out material as if he bought it personally? They are politicizing this exercise to a point that they're hurting all Abaconians. If the goods are sent to Abaco to be given out, why does the minister have to be here? That is to say, look what I've done for you. In the time of need, you need to re-elect me. That is not the way government's supposed to operate. If those goods were given by international people, let persons on Abaco give them out. After Hurricane Floyd, the most devastating hurricane to hit the Bahamas before Dorian, the first thing happened was the government of the day had boatloads and boatloads of supplies to help those that didn't lose everything to try to get back to some type of normalcy. To date, we are still waiting on supplies. We are still waiting on the government to spend some monies to help. That is why Dr. Hubert Minnis was elected Prime Minister. He was elected to help Bahamian people. So far, the government of the day has expanded excess of $7 million to secure what I call a money grab of the mud, the peace, and sandbanks. If the government feel that it is necessary to evict migrants, so be it. But people that were affected by the hurricane also needed help. You know what it would be if the government would have given $7 million to help those persons that elected them into office, the Bahamian people? How could it be? And what is their message that they could spend $7 million to eradicate the Haitian community, and they have not spent $1 million in all of Abaco to help with nothing? Then I'm going to show you the big mistake that they made here. I was affected. Hundreds of Abaconians was affected. And I would have said to the government, these tents behind us, give them to people that want to rebuild. They could have some place out of the elements so they could work on their house in the day, have somewhere comfortable at night. But no, Look what we got here. Look what they got here. We got hundreds of these here for persons who were not affected by the hurricane. Look at it. You can go down the line. Rows and rows of these that they say is government workers. I don't even know that we had this many government workers in Abaco. They're showing me something different here. That we have so many of these trailers for government workers. I'm going to get you up close and personal on what's going on here. You can see the amount of stuff here and all the way around the corner, all the way around there. I know for sure that we don't have this many government workers in Abaco. Miles and miles of these things. The question that Kai Mills want to ask, what is the government gonna do with these when we're back to normalcy? Is this gonna be another community of Haitians that they give them to? Because the question that the international community is asking is what the government cannot answer. And that question is, what are you doing with the Haitian Bahamians, Haitians that you evacuate and evicted to Nassau? What are you preparing to do with them? And so far the government has no answer, so the international community is purposely holding back on funding because the government is clueless on what to do with the illegals. They're clueless on what to do with the Bahamians. The Prime Minister announced in Green Hill Key, I am not helping Bahamians build their homes back. Boy, that's a category 7 right there. This is a government that said they are for the people. They say this time the people would benefit. Come on, Mr. Prime Minister. You just said that 2 years ago. The people has been getting left behind, and this government is now gonna help the people. And you went in Green Hill Key and announced, to hell with the people. I was only joking, but the people's time. The people get nothing from me. The people get nothing from this FNM government. And one thing with Menace, he say what he mean and mean what he say. So far, there's not been a piece of plywood come to the residents of Central Abaco. Not 100 sheet of building supplies when they get them at the primary school, ice water shield and plywood pile up, rotting in the sun 4 months later, and nobody could touch it because they got armed bodyguards down there protecting the material from the people that needs them most. You hear, in the biggest SUV in the history of the Bahamas. No other city has never seen this. No other island have seen this. And this is only one compound. They got them at Yama under the leadership of Commander Simmons, was acting like a pit bull. Because he's a commander, he ought not be commanding nothing. He should be commanding a pit bull like a dog. That's who he should be commander over. You gotta watch yourself, Commander, when you see people that are aspiring for higher position, and they're gonna remember people like you that order, according to you, what they did with Kai Mills. I order everything. I approve every brutality that they bestow upon you on the road going to Spring City. I authorize it and I approve it. And Commander Simmons said, if you want to sue anybody, you sue me. They are my boys, and I told them to do exactly what they did. They were under the orders of Commander Simmons. That is all you need, Kai. Get out of my office and don't ever come back on these premises. And a matter of fact, don't do any video close to my fence. Go across the street and do your videos. This is the kind of brutal stuff that happened after we almost lost our life. Everybody is benefiting. Everybody, I assure you that the people that are housed in these comfortable SUVs has not went through the storm. The people that went through the storm is still going through a storm because of this uncaring prime minister and this uncaring government. Only thing we can hope for is that this board that they appointed yesterday can make Abaco an independent Abaco that we ought to have when we tried with the Abaco independence movement. We're just like we're independent now because we're getting no help from this government. You're alive. The SUV tent, where we're not getting any help from this uncaring government. But everybody else is all SUV up, nice clear surrounding. They got water, they got septic tank, they got electricity, air condition. And the people that need it most, the people that voted F&M for this government, cannot say of one good thing. The song say, Kai, I got a million reasons to leave. You give me one reason to stay. I got a million reasons, along with North and South Abaco. We got 2 million reasons not to vote F&M again. And we wish that election was called tomorrow so we could show this uncaring government we got a million reasons to vote you out. Kai is right on the forefront of that. You're live on WCAY. Can't wait to cast that vote to get rid of this brutal, uncaring government that send these brutes as police and commanders to assault, intimidate the residents of Abaco that went through Category 5. Vote for Kai. And by God, don't be shy, because I told you, all them gone. We see more of the backs of our MPs for the last 30 years than we've seen the front. And we're still seeing the back of them. And nothing has changed but the color of a shirt. Kai cares. Vote Kai.